Okay, hey everyone. Today we're discussing how I got to 1 million per year in dividends with Yieldmax without raising my risk or margin debt. We're living the FIRE lifestyle here, as you know, at this channel with our dividends, and we use some margin, but we do it all properly. And that's how we not only get these dividends of over 1 million per year, but it's also how we outperform the markets in the process. We're up 31% for the year. The S&P is only up 11% for the year in comparison. We're doing all this because we use margin and Yieldmax, but again, we use these things safely and we invest following the rules. If you need help doing the same, email me for my e-guides at akintodd48@gmail.com or head to my website, unconventionalwealthideas.com, where we're leading the FIRE movement. Okay, you can see all about my e-guides, and obviously when you buy my e-guides, you get Discord and my number free for life. Okay, one quick announcement. I'm extending my deadline for my number and Discord access, which comes free with all of my bundles. I'm extending the deadline for that temporarily because I'm getting a lot of demand from members who are saying that they're late and they wish they could still get in. That's what one of the bundle purchases gives you, is my number, okay, and Discord. I'm here for all of my members. We're over 3,000 members strong in Discord. And again, Discord is free when you buy my e-guides, okay? Any bundle purchase. I was giving my number away for free to everyone, and now that's truly caught up with me, and I can't take all these phone calls. All right, and thankfully, Circle has given us the ability to offload a lot of the questions I'm getting from members. We've started Circle, which is another chat room in addition to Discord that's going to give you more access to my strategies. We use Discord for all of the great ideas. It's a wealth of information. We get the Cornerstone rights offering announcement here in Discord, which is the most important thing. And you get all this information on, how to play Yieldmax, how to use loans to get ahead, everything you can think of. This is the best Discord chat room in the world, but it's gotten a bit crowded. So you can follow my chat over at Circle. And so that's how I've offloaded a lot of the questions from my text for members. We're just bringing them over to Circle. There's a free option there in Circle. You can see all the FAQs there, and that's really helping manage my time, and that's why I can extend the deadline temporarily for my number and Discord. Okay, so what's the first thing that we did to get into not only these other dividend plays that are giving us these dividends of 1 million per year, but how do we get into them without increasing our risk at the market highs? The market's back at the highs, as you know, and my margin debt is still around 600,000. The last video you saw, we were around 650,000. So how did I get this number down, but my income up over 1 million while still outperforming the indexes in the process by over 3 times? Okay, we're up 30%. The Dow's up 7%, for example. How do we do that? Well, the first thing that I did was I followed the rules of volume 7, which is the triple C's. We trim them at certain percentages, and we put this in volume 7. And I share with you when I trim, okay? And so we put those thresholds into volume 7, when I use my shorts, when I trim my longs. And so I trimmed them because the market was back at the highs. As you can see, here's the chart of Cornerstone. But if you go look at the S&P, and I see you just joined Circle, Dwayne. Circle can be accessed from Discord at any time. So Circle's only given to my Discord members, which again, Discord's free when you buy any bundle, okay? Not any e-guide, but any bundle, okay? So here's the chart of the S&P. It's at the highs, of course. So how are we doing this? What are we buying? So what I did was I trimmed some triple C's because we're at the highs. And when I trimmed the triple C's, I then replaced them with Granite Shares, TQQY, and the YSPYs of the world, because TQQY is 75% maintenance. Okay, so I had already been making way for the reduction in the triples because I've bought Granite Shares, weeks ago for my members. All my members know when I text them the trades, they saw when I was buying YieldBOOST, and you saw I was going heavier into YieldBOOST, and you might have been wondering why. It's because I knew I was going to be offloading those triples, and thankfully, TQQY is 75% maintenance, and my triples were 75% maintenance. So that made it to where we still kept the same available for withdrawal. As you can see here, my available for withdrawal is over 500,000 now. So our account size is 2 million, which we'll discuss in 1 minute how I got to 2 million as well. But my account size, 2 million, my available for withdrawal, 500,000, which means we can withstand over 20% corrections in the market without getting margin called. We never were in risk of a margin call during any correction. since we started this YouTube channel over 3 years ago. We've been through numerous corrections now. Never got close to a margin call. I was showcasing my portfolio the entire time. And now our available withdrawal is so high, we can withdraw and do whatever we want out of our brokerage account. We can go spend some money now, go live our life. But you know that we don't do that because I personally just understand that material things don't make you happy. They just suck up 100% of your equity and they stop you from getting ahead. And in the Bible, it says to go against worldly things. I'm not against material things in general, just not material. I don't want material things that aren't smart. Things like a car that could, really hurt me when it comes to the interest payments. I want a car. I need a new car, as my members know, but I can't go crazy still. We have to make sure that even with all these gains that we have, this higher available withdrawal that we have, that we still don't go crazy and you keep sacrificing until you're really ready to spend some money. When your account's truly safe and you have enough available withdrawal underneath you to not only withstand margin calls, but again, be able to withdraw and pay your bills to live free from 9 to 5. That's the big key here. So even if you're not in margin, you want to have high available withdrawal. You want to have this high so that you can withdraw and live free from 9 to 5 once again. And I use my E-Trade card to do whatever I want with. It's like a checking account, so I can swipe it and go wherever I want. You could buy anything on margin virtually at a lower interest rate because I've negotiated my rates down twice, and many of my members have as well, because I have the script when you're ready to negotiate your rates down. So my rates are below 5%. Even if they're at 10, that's still lower than a lot of credit cards. So I live my life freely with margin. It doesn't show up on credit checks to banks, and my dividends qualify to the banks for loans. So that's how we keep getting ahead. That's one reason why we got to 2 million in our account size. So once again, we switched from the triples as we planned in volume 7. We haven't switched completely. There's a way to unwind them, to build them up and unwind them, which we list in volume 7. But then also we replaced the triples with equivalent maintenance of the triples. TQQI, it's based on, triple leverage ETFs as well. It's just giving you the dividend. So that's the first way that we got our income up, with keeping our available withdrawal the same. We didn't lower our available withdrawal by using more dividend paying funds or more margin to get to 1 million. So that was the key. So a 1-for-1 swap, no maintenance change. Kept the available withdrawal the same. If you need help understanding maintenance, that's in my volume 3 e-guide on how to use margin to live free out of your brokerage account. So that was the first switch. We already made way for this a long time ago with YieldBOOST. It was very simple. And then the next thing we did was buy more ULTY, but we bought ULTY properly. Okay, so here's ULTY on the chart. You can see ULTY's had a decline. Now ULTY is a big vehicle in my account for margin reduction. And we also grow because when your dividends come in, they lower your margin, but then they raise your account size as well. So a lot of members ask, if I get my margin paid down by dividends, does the brokerage keep that? No, the brokerage, your brokerage, it stays in your brokerage. But if we make 500,000 in dividends or 1 million in dividends, let's say now, and then our margin falls by, let's say 1 million, then our account will grow by 1 million and our account will be at 3 million, and then our debt would be at 0. So that's the great thing about using margin, using it properly, which we talk all about in volume 3. And it doesn't show up on a credit check, and you're able to leverage your account safely because you can control your destiny with margin. You can control the exact amounts that you use. It's really hard to do that with a loan, for example. And you're always getting, gouged on interest rates and things like that. So I really love using margin as that tool to get ahead. And again, when you buy things like ULTY, it pays your margin down quicker than the other vehicles. So ULTY, even though you see this downtrend on the chart, if you factor back in dividends, obviously it's up around 30% for the year, as we were pointing out in the previous videos. 30% in the last few months, as you saw from previous videos. It's had a little bit of a decline lately because small caps and Bitcoin had a pullback, and we were just buying this properly on the way down. I was texting all of my members when I was buying more ULTY. So we were dripping ULTY on the dips as usual. We got our income up. And then also one more thing that we did there was, in ULTY's 50% maintenance, one other thing we did here was we sold more puts. So you can view all my puts. You can go in and see my portfolio at any time. But we sold more puts on the indexes. So as you can see here, we've sold puts on BitX, we sold puts on ULTY, and this really lowered our margin by a ton. And we talked about, selling the puts on ULTY in our recent strategy session on Circle, and I hope my members really enjoyed that. I thought it was a great session. It's really cool getting to hang out with all of y'all and see y'all's faces. It's like a real thrill for me. And I already love our YouTube, private videos, our premium videos on YouTube, but Circle takes things to the next level because we're able to hone strategies and cover things in between YouTube videos. And now I'm using Circle to not only have my chat to where you can see my chat there instead of on Discord. Use Discord for the information, the information, the wealth of information that it is, and you use Circle for my chat and the members chat where you're filtering out the noise from Discord. So we have a lot cleaner ideas here on Circle, I would say a little more advanced strategies here on Circle, and a lot more organized strategies that you can see all in one place at Circle. Again, that's all found in Discord. You go to my portfolio recap members, in case you haven't been on in Discord in a while, you can see my Circle links here on the portfolio recap channel. Okay, right there. That's how you get to Circle. And so we've been talking a lot about these ULTY puts lately, okay, selling these ULTY puts. I remember Archangelo was bringing this up to me. Remember he texted this to me. All of my members, again, bring great ideas. He was, texting me, how he's using a lot of ULTY. He was texting me that. And I've already used QQQY and Defiance, similar vehicles like ULTY, to auto DCA myself. But anyway, we talked about all that in the strategy session on Circle. Go check that out. And the strategy behind using ULTY properly, selling these puts properly. A lot of people use 0 DTE or something. The puts that I sell lower my margin by about $100,000, $50,000 to $100,000 each year. They lower my margin interest. They lower my risk because they're low volatility. You see we're getting gains from ULTY today. We're up 250 in these sold puts. They lower my risk. They lower my volatility. They lower my margin. This is the way that I get ahead, get more performance, okay? And then I take the proceeds and then I invest them elsewhere, and that's how we got our income back up to over 1 million. We're close to $1 million for a while, but how I got it, and we were over 1 million once, but how I got it back up over 1 million consistently was with these sold options, which we talk all about in volume 6. How I sell put options to get more performance, lower my margin, lower my volatility, lower my cost basis, and increase your performance. And you do this while getting the premiums to then reinvest elsewhere for higher income. All right, and that's how we've snowballed our income. It's from then selling the puts and then getting the extra proceeds, reinvesting them in other funds, not just ULTY. You can see all my latest buys in my portfolio here in the membership section on YouTube. Okay, so that's how we did it, everyone. If you missed this video, please go check that out. I can't wait to get to my members, but that's how we got to over 1 million in our dividends. It was with that approach with Granite shares. It was using ULTY properly. It was selling these put options, and then that helped us get more income in the process. And that's how we're up 31% for the year, beating all the indexes. And that's also how we're up over 1 million per year in dividends. As you can see here, it's 1,060,000 now. Who's counting, right? But even 60,000 in dividends is a lot. And again, this big jump, 1,060,000, this big jump came from that yield boost move that I made way for a long time ago, and I alerted all of my members of that. Okay, so that's how we did it. If you need more help doing what I'm doing, living free from 9 to 5, email me for my e-guides at akintodd48@gmail.com, or head to my website, Unconventional Wealth Ideas, where we're leading the FIRE movement. We're doing this all together. I couldn't do this without y'all. Okay, y'all have given me some great ideas along the way. And yes, I know other YouTube channels use some questionable methods to get their returns and to get their yields and their income. You have to use a total approach to not only get these dividends, but to do it right, to outperform and live safely, from a 9 to 5, even through market corrections. Okay, hey Rush, thanks for being here early. Hey John, hey Frosty Dog, my admin, Frosty, Gaines, Jetta, Hashor, Paul. I just can't thank y'all enough once again for making the Discord experience so much more enjoyable for members. Okay, we have a lot of members there, but without y'all, it would get to be a little hectic. And there's just so much information there. It's just like a fire hose of information, many members say. And that's why we had to offload some things over at Circle. Hey, Ro, I highly appreciate you too, Ro. Hey, Justin, yeah, it's a new fiscal year, right? New month. I thought it was a new beginning, new time to, talk about these milestones. Hey, Josh. Hey, Frank. Thank you, Frank. I hope that made sense with Granite shares and the options and the ULTY options, and I hope you enjoyed that. I know that y'all have learned so much already, and I'm trying to give y'all new information each time, and hopefully you still glean some nuggets, from this one when it came to the maintenance with YieldBOOST, et cetera, et cetera. I also forgot one more thing. Of course, we used Cornerstone properly. Okay, Cornerstone held up while the market was down, and so that's how we got ahead with our account recently and kept our account performance up. It was with Cornerstone. That's the big tenet of what we do here at this channel. You can see the charts moving up for Cornerstone as well. Cornerstone's a 4-star fund on Morningstar. And, that's why we're anchored there in Cornerstone, because it's also 30% maintenance. It moves upper left or right on the chart. And as you can see by the drip, let's just do a drip update for Cornerstone. We're at 20% gains each month. And we get the 20% dividend with Cornerstone on top of, it's 21% at the NAV each year, and you get 20% gains each month on top of that dividend. That's why Cornerstone's so special. And then I leveled up, getting to $1 million with Cornerstone, because we used the triple C's and margin originally to get from 15,000 to 100,000, and then 100,000 to $1 million, which we did with Cornerstone, 100% gains once in 2021. Then we got another double essentially in Cornerstone just from the rights offerings and leveling up through the rights offerings, which we discussed in volume 4. And then we used some loans. I've used about $500,000 worth of loans, and that's how we got to 2 million. Okay, so Cornerstone was the way to get there to the first million. Cornerstone and the triple C's, which we talk about in volume 7, for the triple C's, and volume 4 for Cornerstone. Make sure you play Cornerstone properly, because it has these rights offerings and you have to time them around their premium thresholds, but it's a great way to level up if you know how to play something like Cornerstone, a 4-star fund. Okay, so I forgot to mention that in the video, so appreciate my chat here for just talking to me and keeping me grounded. Okay, thanks once again, Frank. And great to see you, Frank. Hey, Josh, thank you so much. Absolutely, it is inspiring. Hey, Tiger, all of y'all, we're all inspiring each other here. Okay, we're all going to get to $1 million in dividends soon. Okay, it's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of keeping this process, keep repeating these steps, keep doing this, and we're going to be at 2 million, 3 million. 1 million is just the beginning for us, everyone. Okay, because we're here in this thing together for life. Okay, I'm here for all my members for life. Hey, Tiger. Hey, Alchemy, Cinema Gal, Jetta. Good afternoon. I still have to make Jetta and Rush and the other admin from Discord admin over at Circle. Sorry, I've been behind on that. I'll get y'all covered as soon as I remember. I'm so sorry. I've just been putting out fires left and right. So many texts from members. Hey, Josh, once again. Stefan, thank you so much. Juliana, thank you. GK, hey there. Great to see you. Serge. Dean Robert, Todd's the GOAT. Thank you. Okay, I had to read that one out loud. Thank you, Dean. Hey, Tom, SL. Hey, yeah, I saw that, SL. Thank you for joining. All right, glad you finally became a member here. All right, I hope you enjoy those videos. Okay, I'm going to do one for all members tomorrow. Okay, a premium YouTube video. And then we do the circle strategy sessions usually once a week. Hey, Rush, it's October. Your phone number is still included when buying bundles. Right, Rush. So I'm extending the deadline temporarily just because I've missed so many people. They're contacting me saying, hey, am I still grandfathered in? They missed the deadline. So I'm extending it 1 week. Well, I was going to say 1 week, but I've decided just to make it temporary because I don't want to keep putting pressure on myself and everyone else. Kyle, hey, Todd, thanks for your info the other day on the text. Appreciate you. Absolutely, Kyle. You're welcome. Thanks for mentioning that. Thank you, Rose, DC, Serge, Cornerstone is great. Yep, amen to that. Jeff, glad to be back on the lives. Yeah, Jeff, I'm not doing as many public videos, as you know. I'm sticking more with premium, members, private YouTube members, and the strategy sessions on Circle. Of course, the text in between, the SMS text. Hey, Tasher, hey, Glenn. Yeah, I'm not leaving YouTube, just less public videos, Glenn. It's just, I have to spend my time where it's most appreciated with my members, if that makes sense. And they spent money to be with me, and we've invested time in each other, so I'm going to go where people appreciate me most, once again. Yeah, absolutely, Serge. Rahesh, so happy you're here. And Raj, okay, I hope that was okay. Sorry, I know you told me once. I'm going to say, Trey, okay, can you do a video about possible downside of Cornerstone CLM? Is there any? Yeah, of course, we'll do a video on that. I have some videos on that in the past, but sure. There's really no downside with it, though. It's just more about, what's the market downside, because it is the index. Hey, SL, love seeing my name in green, just like my Cornerstone account. Yep, that's a great feeling, isn't it? Yeah, that's it. You got the badge too, Silver. Pay the piper. Growth plus dividends equals margin living. Yep, amen to that. Okay, where was I? Okay, Serge, at this market highs, how do we minimize drawdowns on market corrections? Well, we talk about that every day in our private videos, Serge, and you can see all about that as well in Volume 7, okay, because that's how I actually deleverage. Hey, C-Loss. Hey, Raj, what if you are pro material? What does that mean, Raj? Sorry. Sean, Todd, you're changing lives. Thanks for all you do. Thank you, Sean. Patty, hey, that's my mom. Todd equals GOAT. Okay, I didn't even know she knew about, just what GOAT meant. Thank you, Mom. Okay. All right, Silverliner. Todd, what do you think about blocks? Hey, SL, we have a little bit of blocks, and we'll cover that tomorrow in the members only video. Take some time to explain. Look forward to seeing you there, SL. Ro, Todd, what do you think about the DraftKings dump? Yeah, I saw that today, and I might alert y'all on that. Of course, I don't give the alerts for the more speculative plays, as you know, Ro, but if I do buy some, I'll definitely alert y'all of that. Let me just do some homework on it, Ro. Trident, I spent today getting the video ready. Trident, still have a ton of cash to put to work, but we can't seem to get a decent pullback. I know, right, Trident? When we do get those pullbacks, we have to buy and take advantage, and that's why those SMS texts, I think, are pretty significant, because we're buying these things when we can. Like yesterday, for example, we bought some OARC on the dip, and it was down 1%, and then it was up 1% roughly after, and hopefully the same thing is happening today. There was a breakout in OARC in that sense, and we had to take advantage of that pullback after the breakout, so it was a good time to nestle in. We got to be quick when we see these pullbacks. Brian, curious if you buy VIX. Yes, I've done the VIX before, but I prefer the put options. That's also how we got ahead. We used the put options during this entire time to help us sleep at night and minimize downside performance, downside performance and portfolio drawdowns. All that can be found in Volume 5 with my puts, how I use insurance. Todd, since I only have level 1, you've bought some VIX to add a bit of a hedge. Yeah, I can understand that. Try to apply for level 2, okay? You just ask for it. Serge, would love a video about selling puts on ULTY. Yeah, we did that for members, Serge, over at Circle. So go check that out. It's up there on Circle under the Teams Plus Chat option channel. Dave, thank you, Todd. You're welcome, Dave. Let's go, Gabe. The value is insane. I appreciate that, Gabe. Rush, double your prices. Hire AI to answer the phone for you. Go to the Maldives. Much love, Todd. Thank you, Rush. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I'm working on that. I'm setting the deadline temporarily, and once I figure that out, that's what we'll do, Rush. Okay, believe me. Chris, I just can't leave anyone behind. I'm trying to get everything, at a stopping point to where I can go live my life now and just make videos for y'all and, text y'all the trades as needed. It's so hard, to even focus on investing sometimes when I have so many members, calling and emailing and, leaving comments and, all these different social media platforms. Because I try not to leave anyone behind. Hey, Chris. Fear the guest. What brokerage lets you use a credit card to access your account? What brokerages? Well, my brokerage, Fear the guest, lets me use my checking card. It's not a credit card, but it's a checking card. Hey, Felix. Hey, Hulkman. Lindstrom. How do we join Circle? It's there on Discord. Okay, so it's only for my Discord members, Lindstrom, and that's why Discord's also so valuable. It's the only way you can access Circle as well. Okay, it's just an extra place for us to talk privately, in a place where the thoughts don't get lost, all the information doesn't get lost like it does in Discord, although Discord is great, okay, and we have a lot of pinned comments that y'all need to make sure y'all check out. Todd, I got a debit card from E-Trade, exactly. Phil, good afternoon. Art, do we gain access to Discord by buying your YouTube membership? No, that's when you buy any bundle, Art. So when you buy my e-guides, when you buy a bundle, that's when you get Discord access and my phone number, okay, my personal phone number, but that's just temporary, okay? I'll announce to y'all when that's going away. For now, temporarily extending that deadline. Okay, I can't leave anyone behind, and I'm tired of all this pressure on me and everyone else. So, again, thankfully, we have Circle now to manage my time better, because Circle, we can bring members there, from the FAQ over. From my text, I can bring them over to the FAQs on Circle, which is free. Okay, so great questions there. I appreciate you, Art. Fear the guest. Hope man, do you have a Schwab account? Okay, Judy, and maybe you could get a credit card with that. I think he's saying, Judy, Todd, BMNR, what do you think about adding more? Judy, we'll discuss that tomorrow. But yeah, we sold those puts on BMNR, Judy, and they really lowered our margin by a ton, and we got good exposure to Bitcoin in a safer way. Okay, that's why I love selling those puts. Judy, ULTY is 30% maintenance at Schwab. Yeah, another great hack that you have there at Schwab, Judy, okay? But don't go too crazy with ULTY, because a lot of members went too crazy in ULTY and Misty, and they lost everything. It seemed like, they had a good swath of their account removed, last month. And so you have to stay diversified with Cornerstone and, these sold puts like we do. Hulkman, yeah, he loves Schwab. Josh, yeah, might move to Schwab. Justin, do you use Defiance ETFs? Of course, Justin, you can see my portfolio anytime. Henrik, hey, nice to see you on YouTube. Yeah, Henrik, I missed y'all too. WealthMax, straight to the point, Todd, love it. Thank you, Mike. Y'all go check out Mike's channel, WealthMax. He's my buddy from college, and he gives you a different insight on how to use margin. And I thought his last video was great, okay? And so check out his video when y'all get a chance, okay? Great video, Mike. Lance, great to see you, Lance. I appreciate you, brother. Christopher, can't wait to buy UWI merch. Yeah, it's coming soon, Christopher. Coming soon. We've been working on that. Me and Mike have been working on that. It's just, I want to get a good product out for y'all. Hey, Josh. Yeah, ULTY is 30% maintenance at Schwab. Wonder what you're going to say, Chris. Hulkman, 30% Schwab maintenance. That's right. Okay. Appreciate that information. Hulkman, where was I on this chat? Okay, all right, here we go. Fear the guest. Yeah, you're going to check that out. IBKR, 25% maintenance, but no credit card at IBR. That's right. That's why I love the interface at E-Trade. Okay, Josh, maybe you won't move back to Schwab then. Yeah, we have a brokerage-specific channel at Discord if you ever want to weigh the different brokerages there, okay? The members really have chimed in and broken this point down and come up with the best combination of brokers, et cetera, et cetera. Thanks, FOMO. I appreciate you, FOMO. Dylan, let's go. What's up, Breadman? Travel Life. Congrats, Todd. Been watching you over a year, and your wisdom and methods have been life-changing. Thank you, Travel Life. Oh, I appreciate you so much. Thank you, Travel Life. C. Martin. Hey, Martin. Todd, congrats. My portfolio is rocking since finding you. Loving Circle. Thank you, Martin. I appreciate that. I hope more members can start, commenting about Circle, because I've put a lot of time into that now. And I think, that's where we're getting the best strategies, honed, and, the best dissemination of information that I can give is there on Circle, okay, in the most concise way. Hey, welcome, Baron. I see you joined Circle. Welcome, Baron. Yeah, you're welcome, C. Martin. Of course, thanks for being there with me through everything, C. Martin. That's cool when you got your mom watching. Yeah, you know about that Hulk. And this is Hulk, man. This is the Hulk that I have a few Hulks, right? But if this is the Hulk that texts me, we both know how special our moms are. We talk about that all the time. Great talks, Hulk. Surge, and the 45 on Circle, does that include SMS, Todd? Definitely will check out missing out on a lot of great stuff. Surge, yeah, we'll talk about that in the members video tomorrow. I don't want to confuse too many members today watching. I guess everyone just needs to know that when you buy my e-guides, you get my number and Discord for life. And then when you get to Discord, that's all free. And then you can head to Circle from Discord, and that's also free, the FAQs. But if you want the premium chat option there for, our strategy sessions and our team sessions, that's there on Circle, okay? But that's separate from YouTube, Serge. A lot of people ask me, is Circle included with YouTube? YouTube videos are separate, and they're their own entire value in themselves, because I'm showing you how I trade the market during the day, during live market moments. When the market's crashing, what do you do? So that's why those videos are so valuable. And then Circle is more for after hours and how we prepare for those videos to get ahead of the curve before I actually do those videos, Serge. And they're all separate services, unfortunately. I can't control that. YouTube is separate. Jeb, I love live. I found you a month ago. I have learned so much from your public videos. Thank you, Jeb. I appreciate that. Play at your own risk. Can someone answer this? If we sell Cornerstone before RO, how are we able to borrow loans to buy cars? We'll talk about that tomorrow, or call me, play at your own risk. But when you sell Cornerstone, you obviously head into other vehicles at that time, and you don't lose the income. And we discuss which vehicles we rotate in those premium videos. Okay, we take what we're given at the time. Okay, Fear the Guest. Hey Todd, thank you for answering. You're welcome. Todd, I have to wait till November to reapply. Okay, yeah, please do, and let me know how that goes. Okay, until then you have the triple shorts and the VIX, right? Art, gotcha. Thank you very much. Jeb, no problem. Lindstrom, I'm in Discord and just bought the gold subscription last night. What subscription is needed to access Circle? Well, Circle is free, Lindstrom, but if you want, you can, go choose the premium tiers if you want to get ahead in life more and you want more information on like how I use my strategies and these e-guides, every given week when the market changes, so we can apply the e-guides to new market examples, with Circle. And I thought that's the great value in it. AYK, hey Todd, I got a 6-figure loan thanks to the Discord Loans for Fire channel. Do you recommend investing the entire loan in one shot or scale it in over the next few months? Great question, AYK. I would say call me for that, okay? And also go to Circle because we have an FAQ section there directly related to this question on how I buy my positions, okay, when I get a new lump sum of money. Hey, Sergeant Fighter. Hey, brother, I wanted to thank you publicly. I even got my friend next door to get into this. This Marine appreciates your value. Godspeed. QLA Carlos. Great to see you, Carlos. I'm so glad everything's going well. Thanks for the tip. You didn't have to do that. I really appreciate that. Let me like that. I can't like it. It doesn't let me like it. But thank you, Carlos. It was a pleasure meeting you, and I can't wait to get to know you more in the future. Brian, do you advocate putting W-2 income direct deposits? Brian, I don't give advice, but I put everything I can into E-Trade to get started, if that helps, Brian. Rush, WealthMax, thoroughly enjoy your content. Appreciate you and Todd both. Yeah, didn't you like that video, Rush? Yeah, y'all check out Mike's channel once again because he's who helped me hone these strategies early on in college, okay? You can learn a lot from him, okay? Trust me. I've just taken what he's done and learned from his mistakes, okay? And now we've made a strategy where we just, we get ahead safely with margin, and it's the best combination of our two worlds. Okay. I learned how to use margin with the aggressiveness that he did, but without the risk. Okay. It took years to hone. And so y'all don't have to go through those same mistakes that we did. Okay. Judy, Fear the Guest. You can just withdraw from Schwab against your margin. Okay. Exactly. Daniel, ULTY 30% maintenance at M1. Great information, Daniel. Do they have the special drip and Cornerstone in M1 though? That's the question. Henrik, Schwab does have that special drip. That's why 30% maintenance with Cornerstone with the special drip. That's the key. But play Cornerstone properly around the rights offerings. Okay. Disclaimer there, I should say. Henrik, managed to get the Circle bundle, chat plus Teams. Apparently, it only works via laptop. Right, you have to use, Henrik, the desktop or the laptop. That's where Circle allows you to access the different tiers. Thanks for mentioning that, Henrik. Great to see you, Henrik. Judy, find it on my portfolio recap channel in Discord, Judy. Jetta, Brian, I live out of my brokerage and at Fidelity, and W-2 income goes there. I have a debit card from Fidelity and their credit card. Great information, Jetta. Yeah, Fidelity also has a great interface. Fidelity, Schwab, E-Trade, I would say those are the best. And then IBKR. Hulkman, yeah, it's me, Todd Garden Guy. Hey, Hulkman, you need to share that gift with the world, Hulkman. Money Moves, who did you get a loan with? Plenty of people, Money Moves. We discussed that in Discord, okay, in the How to Fire Loans channel. Also, call me anytime, Money Moves. We also have some past videos on it. Okay, Medic, can you do a guide 5, 6, 7 bundle for those that have 1 through 4 early on? Yeah, Medic, you can always upgrade at any time for no extra charge. So I just give members that new bundle price, minus the what you've already spent. So there's no extra cost, if that makes sense, Medic. Let me know. Just email me and I'll send you that upgrade option. SL, are you the Hulk man on Webull? Randy, just bought the Platinum Bundle. Excited to get started, but nervous to sell my positions in some of these growth stocks that are in full throttle mode currently. Right, Randy. Call me and we'll talk about how to maximize those stocks. Members, that's where they like to do portfolio reviews with me on my website, okay? If you just want to know how to maximize those other names or how to size out of them, okay? I don't give advice, but I'd share what works with me from past experiences. Lindstrom, sorry to keep bringing this up. You click on Circle, you have to authenticate my email. None of your communities have an active subscription iOS app. Yeah, they do have an app. I'm going to have the app ready for Circle soon, but for now, just try from your desktop, Lindstrom, okay? Judy, you're welcome. Silverliner, the Hulk man has a green thumb. Yeah, he does. He really does. Hey, Cinema Gal, I can see all the circle tiers on my Android cell. They either have a blue circle, meaning access, or a lock image for no access. I wonder if that's exactly. It is an iPhone issue. Thank you for clarifying that, Cinema Gal. Once again, if you need help with Circle, head over to Discord and then access it in Portfolio Recap and then use your desktop, okay, or an Android cell. All right, so once again, we're living free from 9 to 5. We've reached over 1 million in dividends thanks to Yieldmax and margin, but we're using margin safely and following all the rules. If you need help doing this, email me from my e-guides at ikatot48@gmail.com or head to my website, Unconventional Wealth Ideas, where we're leading the FIRE movement. You still get my number and Discord access for free temporarily until we decide to actually cut that off, okay? I just don't want to leave any members behind for now. Like and subscribe for more. Chris? Yeah, absolutely. And I'll see you on the next stream. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.